Good morning, girlies, and welcome to another market vlog. Now you might be thinking, Taylor, what time is it? Would you be shocked to know that it is 9:58 a.m.? Yesterday was Saturday. My market ended up getting canceled because it was thundering and lightning in the morning, and then at like 11:30 it was beautiful. Sun was out, grass was clean, shining. It was hot, but they had already canceled it, so it was what it was. So I doubt they're gonna cancel it today because it's only supposed to rain for the next hour or so, which is unfortunate because I still have to load my things in my car. But anyways, it's only supposed to be like this for the next hour or so, and then it'll be like cloudy, partially cloudy, like that type of thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but I don't know how to proceed because I want my stuff to get not wet. So I think what I'm gonna do is collect all my things because this time we have so many new things. I'm gonna collect all my things, get it all downstairs, make myself breakfast, watch the weather so when it breaks or slows down at least, I can take it all out to my car. Hopefully leave here by like 10:30, 10:45. 10:30, 10:45. And yeah. Alright, let me show you some of my new things. It's currently 10:19. I'm all dressed. I have my hair in these pigtails for the rain, but I'm going to switch to my hat. I'm just letting anyways, this market I actually am a little bit nervy for because I'm bringing new products. I'm bringing my NYGC handbags this time as an option that people can shop, not as like a you take it home today type of situation, but in a like you can see what's on my website, and then if they want to place an order in person they can, or I can, at least they can see. Did you just see that thunder? Apple Maps says that this is supposed to be over in the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So we'll see. I don't know how confident that I am. Where's my pink bag? So okay, these are all bag sizes: mini, clutch, small, medium. They are all on my website if you're curious about them. Maybe I'll talk more about them when I get to the market, but for now, those are sizes, and I want to bring them in a variety of different colors as opposed to just like black and stuff. Currently already have one of these there that I'm willing to sell. However, I'm trying to decide which one of these I should bring. Okay, I feel like I should bring the pink one. Maybe that key. Maybe that key. The blue is more true to like what it would actually look like, but I feel like the pink would get more eyes on it. So we'll bring the pink, and last but not least, I'm bringing all of my NYGC swim collection that's not released yet, but I figured I'm at the point where I'm starting to wrap up the collection. It would be nice to actually show people in person because people ask all the time about like if I do swimsuits and bikinis and stuff like that, and I show it to them on my Instagram, but I feel like being able to like actually touch it would be helpful. I wish I'd finished this bikini, but I haven't. I still have to make the bottoms. So I'm just going to bring 4 of them. I have 2 of my sport bikini sets and 2 of my tanning bikini sets. So making a pile. Those are all there. I love that they're all different colors. Then I have this pair of pants that I want to bring to show off. Then we have this skirt set. I'm also bringing a black and white one. Oh my gosh, you guys don't even know. I got a mannequin. We'll talk about that. Well, actually, no. My dad, like, as soon as I said I was doing markets, he was like, well, you need a mannequin. And I was like, yeah, but like, I'm kind of picky about mannequins, and like, it wasn't something that I really wanted to spend money on at the time, blah, blah, blah. As I've been doing markets, my dad has reiterated I should get a mannequin. Other people have mentioned it. So I went thrifting the other day to get some more pieces for my table, which I did find. And I found a mannequin. So anyways, I have a black and white version of that set that will be on the mannequin, I think. I'm also bringing this set. This is my flower mesh cardigan, as well as the skirt. Let me just check it. I did wear this yesterday. Is she all good? Is she all Gucci? Yeah, she's fine. This skirt and this top. And then one of these. I think I'm actually gonna wear this one so that my shoulders don't get too wet as I'm loading stuff. It just got washed yesterday and it's getting even more comfy. And I actually did not put this in the dryer, but I did put it in the washing machine, like with my regular clothes. I am team clothes that make sense with your lifestyle. And that's why I'm still using acrylic yarn. Because I'm not hand washing anything. I don't even block. You think I'm about to start hand washing? No. Oh my gosh, it's so cozy. 2 more ties a time. So I guess that means I'm going to bring the yellow one as my one to have on the rack. Wow. The odds are, I feel like so much is at stake. Because essentially, I'm bringing this new collection, I'm bringing my purses, and I'm also gonna have a new setup of sorts with a few key, very new elements to try to maximize my 10 by 10 space, which is scary. All right. I'm also gonna grab these extra hangers and I need to grab this. I think that's everything. This is the whole collection. Right, so I'm gonna take some stuff out of this, my hanging bag, which you guys can't see, and maybe I'll take you guys in the other room so that you can see some of the pieces I got. Welcome to the office room. This is my mom's office and where I store my market stuff, so, because you guys have seen my room. Anyways, this is my mannequin, as you can see, and she's wearing this cutesy black and white set, so I just want to add it to the top of my hanging bag. All right, last things are my new setup pieces. I have this stand that I want to hang those shoulder bags on. I have a paper towel holder that I want to use for my scrunchies. I got binder clips and a clothesline to hang up some of the bags as well as the big things. This is for my price stand so that I don't have to lean it up against anything. And I got this stand that I want to sit the bigger NYGC handbags on. All right, that's it for me. I will see you at my market. The rain is definitely slowing down, but it's still currently going. I'm here at my car setting up. As you can see, do I have my glass on? Yes, I do. Anyways, it's a very beautiful day today, so let's see how long it takes me to get all this stuff out of my car. And I was able to secure a good tent, so slay. Okay, this is where we're at. I don't know if you can hear me. If you can't, I'll voice over, but I'll show you. I have my clothing rack. I have my table, the general pieces. I still need to get my mirror out. My other general table, I'm liking that. My mannequin, haven't done anything. Then, with my clothesline, I don't know if you can see, I have this set up. I think it's taut enough that I can hang stuff, but I guess we'll see. Okay, the market's starting. Hopefully you can hear me. It took me literally, I was setting up right up until 1, which is when the market technically starts and people are here. Right now it's really just like the line of us and then 3 over there. So kind of empty, but decent traffic right now. So we love. Anyways, I have my clothing rack fully set up. I'm so happy that I have all of my summer collection here. That should do well. Then I have my table set up. I ended up putting all the scrunchies over here. So this is basically all the hair accessories besides my hats and then the shoulder bags as well. And then back here I have my NYGC handbags and hats, bikinis on the back, which is nice. And then hi, it's quite a few days later, but I figured we should do our market recap while I crochet. This market there was a lot of new elements going on. So if you're not familiar, the market that I do on a pretty regular basis is called Halidome Eatery. It's an outdoor market every Saturday and Sunday. I've been doing it since the 1st of April, and it goes all the way through November. Not through November, like at the start of November. Anyways, it was supposed to be a full market weekend. However, there were thunderstorms in the morning of Saturday with like lightning and everything. So they decided to cancel it, and that was kind of a bummer because the thunderstorms ended up clearing at like 11:30 and it was a beautiful day. That being said, it ended up being all good. So I was already a bit nervous about the market just because I was testing out a new setup. And I knew that the setup was going to be pretty time intensive. And I also knew that I wasn't 100% sure on like how I was going to organize everything. I was bringing new pieces that I never brought to the market. And I just really wanted to keep like elevating my tent. And so you guys kind of like saw, you know, like the setup and everything and blah, blah, blah. So how did the market go? In the end, I ended up making 3 cells. Each of them were individual cells. My first cell was pretty near like the start of the market, whereas usually it's pretty dead between 1 and 2. There was actually a good amount of people between like 1 to 3, and then it started dying off more so around like 4 to 5, which is definitely different. The market goes until 6, by the way. So yeah, I made my first cell. It was a headband to like this little girl, and she was like trying on everything, and like I was happy that I had the mirror because like she was like trying on the bandanas and everything, and she settled on a pink headband, which is a very well bestseller. If you're curious, my bestsellers in general are the headbands, which I find interesting. Then someone actually like stopped, like turned to the market from the street, and she ended up telling me that's because she saw my bikinis hanging, so it made her like want to check out my booth, which I was like, oh, that's cool, like that's a slay. That's another reason why it's a good thing for me to have that sort of setup. And so anyways, she didn't end up purchasing a bikini, but she did purchase a jumbo scrunchie, which I love. I love selling the jumbo scrunchies because they're my favorite. That's the size that I personally use in my hair. And so whenever I sell one of those, it's special. It's also the first hair accessory that I ever made, if you didn't know. Back in 2020, like April 2020. But yeah, very special to me. Then these lovely ladies came by who they were like looking at every booth, like, and there weren't too many booths, as you guys saw. It was a pretty like dead market in terms of vendors, but that being said, there was still decent enough traffic. Anyways, these ladies ended up coming by, and they took forever to get to me because they were literally like looking at every single individual item at everyone's booth, which is very cool and cute, but it was like, wow, you guys are really looking at things. And so one of them ended up being a crocheter, and she's like looking at stuff. She really was interested in my needlepoint bags, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let you know those are pricey. People definitely like the needlepoint bags, but yeah, those babies are pricey. They're very pricey. And they have to be. And I've just come up with a pricing system that I feel like works, that I can actually use for pretty much any item. And I adjusted the bags to work in that pricing system. So like my most expensive bag is no longer $800. I think it's either $400 or $600, I don't remember. And my least expensive bag is like $114. So definitely a better scale. Anyways, I still understand that it's a shocking price. People were very understanding of said price, but it is definitely a shocking price. Anywho, she decided that she still wanted to purchase something, and she ended up getting a small scrunchie, and that ended up being my third and final sale of the day. All in all, I made a little bit under $50, if not right at $50, which honestly pretty solid. I like that I was able to sell a variety of things. There's definitely still some things that I want to work on in terms of how I can better showcase them. One of them being is my bow shoulder bags. That's my personal like item that I use on a very regular basis currently, and I've sold one or two at a market. But yeah, so actually today I picked up these, like, I think they're for stockings, like a stocking holder, that I think maybe if I like let some of them hang, maybe. Yesterday I was going to put some of the bags on the clothesline, however I ended up not doing that because I felt like I didn't want to crowd the bikinis, and I'm glad that I did that. So still figuring out better ways for that. But yeah, all in all, I'm very happy. I realized also I had made a green headband because one sold at my previous market, and I made a red bandana and I forgot them at my house. So all that to say, this past market was still quite a slay. Anytime I make money, it's gonna be a slay in my opinion. I'm still definitely learning, figuring out ways to improve my setup. My mom did mention that she felt like my talking to my customers has definitely improved because she hadn't been at the markets in quite a bit of time. So like watching how I do like my spiel now, she noted that it was like improving and stuff like that. So that felt well. It also wasn't as intimidating as I imagined to like blog, especially having like my neighbors who definitely were looking at me, but they didn't say anything. And so it definitely encouraged me to start making more of an effort to include that sort of thing in my vlogs, because I do think it makes it a little bit interesting. And while I'm sure you guys don't mind like a recap in the future, it might be nice to get an idea of like how I'm actually feeling in the moment. So I'm about to be going into another weekend of markets. Hopefully it's a 2-market weekend, but I guess you'll just have to stay tuned to see. That is all for me for this video. Let me know, what did you guys think of my setup? Oh, also the mannequin was a slay. The mannequin was a slay. It was so nice to be able to like actually like put things up so that people can like touch, see. I feel like the black and white especially was a good choice. Now, interesting enough, the teal set that I was going to do instead of the black and white, I don't know if I mentioned that, the teal set did okay on the rack. So I might at some point switch them out to see, because usually that cardigan gets a lot more interest. And I had it at the front of the rack, but it wasn't necessarily drawing people in as much as I had anticipated. Oh my gosh, the coolest thing actually. Okay, so I mentioned that I sold a green headband to a person who worked at, like, who helped with the markets, and he was wearing the headband. I was like, oh my gosh, like I immediately noticed. I was like, how are you liking it? And he was like, it's literally perfect. I love it. It does exactly what I was wanting it to. Like, I was so happy with it. And so I was like literally over the moon. Every time I looked at him, I would just see like the little green poking out from his little afro, and I was like, oh my gosh, I made that. Like, he is literally wearing something that I made. Then this girl who I'd sold a bandana to, who also works, but she works like in the inside at the ice cream place, she was wearing the mesh bandana that I sold her, and she had told me that like she wore it, like she had been enjoying wearing it, but like actually seeing her wear it, I was like, so seeing two people wearing things that I knew I made, literally no better feeling in the world. That was the best feeling ever. It was very encouraging. So looking forward to many many more feelings of absolute bliss getting to see people wearing my stuff out in the wild unexpectedly. And I hope you guys stay tuned for another video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more market vlogs. Like I said, I've already signed up for pretty much every weekend in June except for one. July will be a bit interesting because I'll be doing a little bit of travel, but we still have lots and lots of different types of content. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Did you enjoy actually coming with me to the market? What else would you guys like to see? And if you guys ever have any questions about markets, I do plan on filming that like 3-month recap, but leave some questions down below. I've been trying to do better with my comments. But anyways, bye you guys.